J-RodTV here. Working on my dash. I bought a dash cover to go on it, so I watched the internet videos like everybody else, and I'm taking the actual original pieces off using a heat gun. It works just like they said. It peels right off. I am being careful because the cover does not do this inside. It only stops about here because this one had a cover on it originally. And so I'm leaving that original in there. So, and I can go back and paint it, but I'm going to pull the rest of this off. So I just cut a line around this edge on both ends and pulled it off so that I would keep some of that material so that I could paint it with the same color bond that I used on the interior parts. So maybe it would look pretty good. So we'll see how it turns out. I did exactly what they did on the videos. I've got a dash cover to go on this from LMC. And so I'm peeling this old original dash off using a heat gun. So I'm just going to show you how easy it really works. It's brittle if you just try to pull it off like this. It sticks, but that heat gun makes all the difference in the world. So I'll just keep working on it and we'll see how it turns out. You can see I'm in my house actually. So it's about 20 degrees outside. So I needed to work on this dash pad and it's too cold for like the adhesives and all that. So I brought it in the house. My wife, I'll clean it up, she'll be fine. So anyway, like I said, I've been working on this dash pad. I'm gonna slide this part off. As you saw, I pulled all of that vinyl off. The only places I left it was, let me get that fixed. The only places I left it were inside here because the dash cover does not cover that. And so I've sanded this and I've got some color bond in the saddle that's the same as the dash. And so I'm going to paint all those areas that would be seen. And on this end, there's still some vinyl there that I left from the original so that I could paint it because it doesn't cover all of that. This side covers on the driver's side. Now, a couple of things. I've seen complaints, you know, like you shouldn't do it this way or whatever by taking the vinyl off. What I did was I just left those areas and I've trimmed back the foam so that when you put the dash cover on, and I'll show you, when you put the dash cover on, I've been like test fitting it and I haven't been recording that test fit. And I know that it's not going to be like a brand new dash pad or anything. But up here on this edge, the foam and stuff stuck out further. And when you get it all cinched up kind of where it needed to be, some of the foam was out an 1/8 of an inch, some of it 1/4 of an inch, some more than that. So I just took a razor knife and I just trimmed all that foam back to where this cover comes to, so that when I get it all glued down and it's in the truck, you're not going to really be seeing that foam show up or, you know, a different color or anything like that. So I've got all of that. I did figure out that these vents, this thing's designed to just kind of go on over the top of the original dash, but these vents, which are the which are the defrost vents, will just snap into this existing cover once it's on there, so I don't have to put them in first. It actually fits better if you do it this way, that you put them in from the top, and they'll kind of snap in. And I may use a little silicone or something just to tack them to make sure they stay put. Where the vent is, it's good. It's all there. I will show you that as far as this trim piece, it has to go in first. You cannot put the trim piece in after the fact. It'll look really bad if you do, and it really doesn't fit because this is meant to be laid over an existing dash in the vehicle. And so I'm going to go ahead and just bolt this piece in with all of everything that it's supposed to have, and then I'm going to glue this cover on the way it's meant to. And I'll show you on this end, and I'll get the camera to show you. On this end, it'll be the least attractive, put it that way, because it really doesn't sit down in there. It just kind of goes over, and the same thing all the way down, and you see like that's behind instead of flush mount. All of those things are kind of normal. And then I'm going to lay the dash down up here. Bear with me a second. Doing camera work one-handed. And so like before, all that foam was showing kind of like that. And so then what I did is I trimmed all that off. Like I said, I'm going to try to hold this. Give me just a second. And then when you cinch it up nice and good, like it's supposed to be, it's going to look just fine. So yeah, it's a driver quality type deal. I mean, you know, like you're gonna have that little bit of area, and I'm going to paint that with that color that I was talking about. I'm going to paint underneath this area, and of course it doesn't come down like all the way here, but it comes to that turn, so I'll paint all of that. Most of that will be kind of shoved up in next to the door jamb and all that. You won't see it. Again, on this end, you see how it's not pulled up, but I can pull it up so where it covers everything. But just right here on the corner of the speaker, you see it's not going to cover it completely. But I think with the window rubber and all that, you won't see that. So I think it's going to be a huge improvement to what I have. And when I get it all glued up and everything, I'll show you. I also wanted to show you this trim piece, so give me just a second to set it up, and I'll show you that too, what I did, because my trim piece was broken. All these tabs were broken. They were supposed to have these little black tabs, and so what I did was, I have a friend that's got a milling machine. I went down to his house, and I just set it up on the mill, and I just milled this out and got some quarter 20 bolts, you know, and they were just like countersunk type. So then I had that nice and flat milled, and then I used JB Weld, but it's for plastic. It's a plastic epoxy, and put it on. So had to replace all of those studs. That's the only one that was still hanging on, was that one. But I replaced all of them. It looks like it's going to work just fine. Fits good. And so, you know, these things are not cheap. And for a guy that's just working out of his backyard, you know, J-RodTV style, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, trying to save money where I can. But it'll still function properly and do everything it's supposed to. And made a huge improvement, like I said, to what I did. The only thing I'm really bummed about is the emblem that goes here. My truck's a custom deluxe, and whoever had this dash or whatever, it's actually Silverado emblem. So I'm going to put it in there just so I don't have the holes, but maybe one of these days I can change it. I think the way this is designed and the way the dash is, that I can change it later through the glove box area. Hopefully that'll work out. We'll see. But anyway, so that's where we're at the moment. I've got to kind of prep this. I've already sanded it, prep this, and paint that for color to color match, so it won't be as obvious that it's a cover, and hopefully get that on today.